What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the First Wives Club Season 1, Episode 8. So, listen, the ladies are happy. Everybody's in a good place. Hazel and Khalil are doing their thing in the studio, and they getting it in. They falling in love. Tia is back with her husband. He's doing everything he said he would do. He's bending over backwards for her. I feel like that ain't right. And then we have Bree. Her and Gary are sneaking around, having sex around every corner, up, down, in, and out. So right now, all the ladies are in a really good place. And so they're out at lunch and they're talking. And, they're bringing some things to Bree's attention. They said, listen, because she's talking like, hey, her and Gary are back together. He's not seeing the girlfriend anymore. And everything is lovely. And her friends are like, but is that a conversation you had with Gary? Like, are you assuming that you and Gary are back together, or are you and Gary just comfortable having sex? Like, what's going on? And she was like, well, I mean, that's what it is. What are y'all talking about? And they were like, you need to have a conversation with Gary. Make sure that y'all are on the same page. Then the conversation turns to Hazel. Well, Hazel is no longer interested in taking Derek for everything he owns, right? She's good. She's in a good place. She's going to finish her album and she's going to do what she got to do. And she's telling the lawyer, because I know that ain't right. What I call her ain't right. She's telling the lawyer, call off your dogs. I don't want to, this isn't what I want. And Ari, I called her Tia. It's Ari. And Ari and Bria like, girl, are you crazy? Like, you're going to just sit here and forget everything he did just because now you're, happy in another relationship. And, it's crazy because Hazel's character, sometimes she's so intelligent and she's so in control. And other times she's so frustratingly naive. And my thing is, girl, you gotta finish this up. Like, it's great that you and you're in a good place and you're writing good music and you're feeling good. You got an album on the radio and it's all, things are moving along at a really good pace. But at the end of the day, you still got to finish up this situation with the attorney, because let's not forget everything. I mean, with the divorce. So she's in the studio with Khalil. And they finishing the album, and he said, let's go out to dinner and let's celebrate, Now, we saw Derek up in the car listening to Hazel's single on the radio, and he was in his feelings, okay? He was not happy about the fact that Hazel seemed to be doing some good things over there, and her music is on the radio, and she's back in a good place. And so Khalil and Hazel are out at dinner, and she wants to talk about the song and the record, and he was like, we ain't doing that. This is a date. And we're going to do date stuff because we sort of skipped a couple of steps. So we're not going to talk no business. We're going to leave that over there. And we're going to just get to know each other. And out of the blue, somebody sends them a bottle of her favorite champagne or wine, which of course is expensive as hell. And she was like, how did you know my favorite wine? She was like, can you even afford my favorite wine? And he was like, this is a mistake. I ain't send this. Come to find out, here come Derek on the other side of the restaurant, hitting her with the... So, of course, that immediately puts her in a bad mood. And she was like, this mother. So now we have Ari and her husband. He tells her, he said, listen, get dressed. I, canceled some things on my calendar. I rearranged some things on my calendar. And it's going to be me and you today. And she was like, are you sure? He was like, oh, I'm absolutely sure. It's me and you today, right? So he takes her out. They go to the wine. They go to a winery and they have a nice day, it shows them doing all this, going into a secret cellar and doing wine tastings and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they had a really, really nice dinner. A really, really nice day, very romantic. They get back to the house and he's like, well, what do you want? She was like, well, what are we going to do now? He was like, whatever you want to do. And she was like, what? He was like, And so they listen. I think she had an orgasm that time, okay? She tells him how to do it right, a little to the left, okay, not so hard, okay, a little bit harder. Like, she giving him directions, which is what you should have done from the beginning instead of waiting all these years and knowing that you were sexually frustrated, and he clearly was sexually frustrated. Y'all should have done this years ago. Now, there's a part of me that's waiting for the shoe to drop because I'm not quite comfortable. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm not quite buying it. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not on board. I'm not 100% on board. I'm waiting for something else to happen here. I don't know what it is yet, y'all, but I'm feeling it. And when I figure it out, I'll let y'all know. But I'm waiting for something else. Anyway, now Bree and Gary, again, they having sex all over the place, and Gary says, Bree is like, so what's going on? The girlfriend ends up calling while they together, and Gary was like, listen, that's nothing. That's not a big deal. She was like, listen, it is something. Like, what are we doing here? We need to figure this out. Are we getting back together? Are you breaking up with her? Like, this is what it is. And he was like, sure. He was like, I'll break up with her, we're going to go back to counseling. Like, basically, he was like, are we going to make this work? And she was like, yeah, you break up with her and we'll see, So later on in the episode, we see her, she's supposed to, oh, well, no. I'll get back to that. So then we see Miss Hazel. Miss Hazel is coming out of the spa. Derek is outside waiting for her. She was like, what are you doing here? He was like, listen, I know you got your standing, spa appointment every Friday night, such and such and such and such. I knew I would find you here. And she was like, what do you want? He said, listen, I just need 5 minutes of your time. She was like, that's all I got is 5 minutes. Like, why are you bothering me? So just as she's getting into the car with Derek, Khalil is texting her, and he's like, I'm in the area, let's go to dinner. And he sees her look at the phone. He sees her check her phone and put the phone in her pocket, and he sees her get in the car with Derek. And instead of her saying, I got to take care of some business with Derek. Like, my thing is, it's not like he don't know who Derek is. It's not like he doesn't know y'all are going through a divorce. Like, it's not like he doesn't know any of these things. So instead of you just saying, Derek showed up, we got to handle some divorce business, you gonna lie and text him back and say, not feeling well, heading home. See, that is how we create strife and bullshit unnecessarily. But anyway, so Derek ends up taking her to this studio. It was the studio where she made her first album. He's renovated it. He's turned it into this like state-of-the-art situation. And he's telling her, listen, I want us to go into business together. He said, and not just as partners. I want us to, instead of you just doing an album or a single, like a record label. I want us to be business partners. I want it to be not even 50-50. We'll do a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. And of course she's eating it up. I mean, at first she's a little like, well, what's going on? Tell me the whole story. What's the whole story? What's the whole story? But the more and more he talks, the more and more she getting sucked in. And she's like, maybe we could do that. That could be interesting. I don't know. And I was like, see, here we go with this. So, of course, she's all excited. And she ends up sort of agreeing to it. So, she heads back to Bree's house. So, now we have Bree and her. And her and Bree done got into an argument because she done used up all of Bree's conditioner. Bree trying to deep condition her hair and get ready for her date with Gary. She's all excited. And, Hazel is like, is it really a date? Like, what's really going on between you and Gary? And she was like, well, it was supposed to be a date. You done used up all my conditioner. Like, girl, what's going on? Then Ari shows up, and Ari is like, listen, I got some documents from Versace. Remember, Versace is Derek's daughter. I got some documents from Versace, and I figured out a way that we can void that prenup. I just need you to do ... And Hazel was like, I told you to drop it. I told you I wasn't trying to do this. I wasn't trying to move forward with no divorce situation. Why won't you listen to me? And she was like, girl, because you're not making no sense. Because you need to, this is stupid. I need you to move forward with this divorce. So the three of them end up getting to this huge argument where Ari's coming at Hazel, basically telling her how stupid she is for not wanting to go forward with the divorce. Hazel coming at Ari talking about some girl, well, look how stupid you are taking your husband back. All he got to do is show up with a little puppy eye, and you just taking him back after all these years of you being unhappy. Bree gets upset, and she cussing she going off on Hazel about, well, how stupid she is, um, to be wanting to get back with Derek, well, going into business with Derek, and Hazel's coming at Bree talking about something, well, you so stupid, you really think Gary done stopped seeing that other woman. Like, that is not even the case. And so the three of them end up cussing each other out, going off on each other. Ari ends up leaving in a huff. Bree done put Hazel out the house, told her, listen, I don't have to put up with this shit. I don't have to deal with this under my own roof. I was looking out for you. I did a favor for you. I took you in when that no good husband of yours put you out the house. So you know what you could do? You can get the hell out. Bye. So now, Hazel homeless, Bree mad, Ari done ran back home, and she didn't quit as Hazel's attorney. So now you're right back where you started, because he might be sweet talking you today, but it's something he want from you. I don't know what it is yet, and I ain't got the answers, but it's something he want from you, child. Next thing you know, Hazel texts Khalil talking about something, can I crash with you tonight? And of course he looked at the phone, put that phone back in his pocket. Next thing you know, who she end up staying with? Derek. Talking about something, it's only for tonight. I'll figure something out tomorrow. Girl, you done screwed up a good thing with Khalil, fooling around with a stale ass thing like Derek. Bree ends up showing up to dinner late. Gary is pissed off and in his feelings, and he was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. He said, listen, I love you, and I want to work our marriage out, but what I'm not going to do is go back to the way things were. There was a reason why I cheated. There was a reason why things weren't good. And so what I'm not getting ready to do is turn around and go right back to that situation. So I love you, but this ain't it. So of course, Bree is sitting there like, what the fuck? Because she was late and didn't call. So of course he's pissed off. And of course that gave him all the time in the world to think about why he was pissed off. So that's how the episode ended. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.